Hi, welcome to Let's Read the News in English. I'm your teacher. My name's Louis. So today we have NGO once more, and this is about the word of the year, which means the best or maybe the most influential or important word of 2025. And it's called vibe coding. If you don't know what that is, we will learn it together. But that was named the word of the year by Collins. It's a company which makes dictionaries. You may have seen the Collins dictionary. Here. Yeah, so Collins Dictionary. So every year they pick one word to be the word of the year. And this year it's vibe coding, which is weird because it's two words. But I guess they're putting the words together. Yeah, I would say it's more like a phrase, to be honest. But, that's their choice. So here we have vibe, right? It means the mood or atmosphere of a person or place. It's a feeling. How does it feel? How is this place? You could say, this house has a scary vibe. Or my new colleague has a friendly vibe. Very popular word, especially in more casual, everyday English. Coding. This is writing computer programs. I got into coding as a teenager because I wanted to make my own video games. In case you don't know, coding is just like writing code. It's called code for computer programs. The next word, manually. Doing something by hand rather than automatically. Unless visibility is very poor, pilots manually control the aircraft when landing. Derogatory. 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 It means showing a disapproving or disrespectful attitude. So it's sort of mean. We always hear it with, well, not always, but often hear it with derogatory language. So that means language that is rude or mean or disrespectful. Conflict. It means an incompatibility between two or more ideas or feelings. All right? Conflict. So it's basically a fight between two people. It could be physical or a mental fight. Pushback. When you disagree with something, you push back against it. Or we try to push back on the client's request. So those are the vocabulary words. I think we'll review them later. Let's just read the article. All of those words will be in this article, so that's why I showed them first. So here we go, reading the news. Vibe coding, named Word of the Year by Collins. Have you heard of vibe coding before? Whether you have or not, you're probably going to hear it a lot more in the future, because it's just been named the Word of the Year by Collins Dictionary. Vibe coding refers to using AI to create code for an app or website using language prompts, rather than writing the code manually. The term first started being used by Andrei Karpathy. He was one of the founders of OpenAI, which makes the popular AI chatbot ChatGPT. He wrote on X in February that AI can help people forget that the code even exists and give in to the vibes while making an app or program. This means many people can now make computer programs without having ever programmed before. The word has been used so often since then that Collins chose it as its word of the year. Interesting that they say the word has been used so often, because I have never heard this word until I read this article. There were a few words related to technology in Collins' top 10 words, though most have existed since before 2025. One was clanker, a derogatory word for robots and computers. Derogatory word. Remember, derogatory means disrespectful, rude, unkind. So now we actually have derogatory words for robots, which is kind of interesting. Although this word first became popular in the mid-2000s, it went viral a few months ago because people started using it online to complain about AI or technology. Another was biohacking, which is when people try to change how their bodies normally work to try to make themselves healthier and live longer. Biohacking. The word this is funny, brawligarchy, another of Collins' top 10, became popular in 2024 to describe the CEOs of the world's biggest tech companies and their influence on world governments, which has only grown in 2024. So brawligarchy. Okay, so it comes from bro, and oligarchy, which is like a bunch of rich people controlling a country. Brawligarchy. So they're saying that all of these tech CEOs, they're like bros. Like, I don't know, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, people like that. And they kind of have a lot of power. So they say it's a brawligarchy. That's a funny one. And then Collins said that many of the year's words show a conflict that many of us might feel. We like using AI and technology, but we're also pushing back against it. Yeah, it's interesting that all of the words that were considered to be word of the year are all about technology. Clanker, biohacking, brawligarchy, and then obviously the word that won is vibe coding, which again, I've never heard. It's kind of confusing. So here are the questions. Who first started using the term vibe coding? So we just have to look back to paragraph 3. So Andrej Karpathy started using the term vibe coding. Second question, why did the word clanker become popular a few months ago? The word clanker became popular because people started using it to complain about AI or technology. It went viral a few months ago. That means it became popular. It went viral, it became popular. Essentially, those have the same meaning. What does brawligarchy or broligarchy refer to? Broligarchy refers to the CEOs of the world's biggest tech companies. Discussion questions I will post in a pinned comment And I hope you will practice writing some answers to these questions. And yeah, that's the article for today. But I want to look at some of the words. For example, pushback. Did we see pushback in the article? Remember, pushback means to disagree with something. Oh, it was in the last paragraph. We like AI, we like technology, but we're pushing back against it. Means we're also disagreeing with some things about it. So you could say we are pushing back against AI. What about conflict? Conflict. It means when two things don't really mix well together, they are incompatible. Okay, conflict. Let's see. Also in the last paragraph, the words show a conflict that many of us might feel. Do you feel a conflict between like appreciating and loving AI and technology, but also recognizing that maybe it's not so good in other ways?